facing inward.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the spikes facing inward?
It's just how they were installed.
Just curious, because I mean it's adding fuel at least to the anonymous fire, so to speak, saying that it is to keep people in.
Right.
And I know you've spoken about that before the interview, but don't you think that adds to the perception? Shouldn't these spikes be removed? It looks odd. It looks unusual.
You know, I think it goes back to the thing is you're dealing with an audiovisual production facility that has millions upon millions of dollars worth of equipment, and you go to any major film studio, you go to any major production facility or any type of facility that has millions of dollars of equipment that has to be adequately protected, even for insurance reasons, and you'll find there's all manner of security measures. The fact of the matter is that you know, the church and churches of Scientology are and always have been completely open to the public. Golden Era Productions regularly conducts tours for members of the public. You can ask loads of people from all over Hemet, San Jacinto, and Riverside County who've toured the facility, who've spent enormous amounts of time there. CBS in Palm Springs did a lengthy piece back in January, February on the church where they were allowed full access. They talked to the staff. They went inside, filmed our production facilities, interviewed different staff, showed them at work, you know, these kinds of things. It's something we do all the time. Many members of the Sheriff's Department, local politicians, local members of the community, people from the county have and do tour Golden Era Productions regularly, come by. And you know, the fact of the matter is when you have allegations like this that are made that somehow indicate some sort of secretive or nefarious something or other having to do with the church or that, you know, anything along these lines, you know, it's just untrue. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous on its face. Golden Era Productions has been there in the Valley in its location for nearly 25 years. And the fact of the matter is that it's a major and important part of the community, a contributive member of the community, active with everything from the Police Activities League to supporting the Ramona pageant and all manner of community events and functions. The Golden Era Golf Course gets used multiple times throughout the year for charity events, free of charge. We maintain the golf course. It's a beautiful facility, and we let the community use it as much as it wants to. We're open. We're part of the community. And the thing that I find that's interesting, too, is that these people that you're showing and all of them that you're interviewing and some of these people that testified before the Riverside Board of Supervisors, none of them live in Riverside. Whereas we're the ones who live there. This is our home. This is our residence. We're the ones who are part of the community. We're the ones who, you know, go to the local stores, get our coffee at the local, you know, Starbucks or you know, whatever it may be. We're the ones that are out and about in that community. And yet it's people who don't even live in that community, who are from outside the community, who are coming to our home and criticizing us. And I think that's pretty disingenuous.
Tell me about the benefits in people's lives of Scientology. I know you've said in the past that they are practically too many to discuss in one sit-down interview, but maybe, you know, just for viewers who don't know much about Scientology, what can Scientology bring to their lives?
Well, it's a very good question. I mean, really, when you talk about Scientology and what it does for people and how it can be used in someone's daily life, really the best thing for people to do is find out for themselves. Go to Scientology.org on the internet, and there's videos on there that show inside of a Church of Scientology how Scientology's practiced. Individual Scientologists talking about their religion and what it's done for them and how they practice it and how it's helped them in their lives and their relationships, their business, just their general happiness, raising their kids, whatever it might be. And when you talk about Scientology and you talk about what does it do for people, it really is about how people apply it to their lives. In other words, someone looks into Scientology, say they hear about it from a friend or something like that, which is one of the most common ways that people find out about it. Somebody else tells them about it, word of mouth. And they look into it, they go into a church, or they buy a book. They go to their local library, check a book by L. Ron Hubbard out from the library, go to the bookstore, get a book like Fundamentals of Thought or New Slant on Life, which are two books by L. Ron Hubbard that really describe the scope of the religion. They can find out for themselves, and then once they've done that, decide how they can or want to apply it to their life. And to the degree that they do, and they find that conditions in their life improve, then people do it more, and they carry on and do more. And that's really what Scientology does for people. And that's, you know, that's them talking about it themselves, and that's the best way to hear about it, is what do Scientologists say about Scientology, and that's something that can be easily found even on the internet at Scientology.org.
Now, when it comes down to, I know you gave an interview not so long ago to John Roberts of CNN American Morning, and he asked a question about that somebody from the Village Voice apparently said that the Church of Scientology is about, quote, ridding the body of space alien parasites. And your reaction then and now is what exactly to that claim?
You know, here's the thing. There are outrageous claims out there on the internet about what Scientologists believe. These are claims that are forwarded by anti-Scientologists or people who have the intent to discriminate against the church. No religion should ever be asked to defend its religious beliefs. No religion should be asked to interpret or explain its religious beliefs to non-believers, just as you wouldn't demand of a Christian or say a Roman Catholic to explain the virgin birth or explain to you exactly why it is or how they believe in the fact that Moses parted the Red Sea or these types of things. No religion should ever be asked to explain or justify or talk about their religious beliefs.
But if the fundamentals, say, of Christianity is the belief in the resurrection of Christ, if the fundamentals of Islam is the belief that there is one God, his name is Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet,
Sure.
What is the genesis story, to pardon a metaphor, of the Church of Scientology? Because the thing is, with Anonymous and half their signs, is they claim, and as you say hurtfully, that it is a secretive organization.
Right.
What is the genesis story, if you will, of the Church of Scientology?
Sure, no problem. When you're talking about the core religious beliefs of Scientology and Scientology's views on things like God, of which there is absolutely a belief in God in Scientology, and the importance of a supreme being, the origins of the universe, the history of man, and where did man come from, where is he going, why is he here, these kinds of things. These are things that are definitely answered in Scientology. The best and easiest and most transparent way in which people learn about it is through L. Ron Hubbard's books and lectures. You have the 18 basic books, all of which are available in local libraries, can be ordered online. People can walk into a Church of Scientology and sit down in the library in a Church of Scientology and read these books, and the over 280 accompanying lectures, which are just one portion of the over 3,000 lectures that L. Ron Hubbard delivered that describe Dianetics and Scientology and how it was developed. And with Scientology, you have all of the things that you're talking about, and the most fundamental beliefs are all publicly available, and in these books, in these lectures. Anybody can read about them and find out about them, and that is a very direct and open and available to anyone who wants it type of information. Now, so that's the answer to the first part of your question. Now, in terms of what do Scientologists believe in terms of I think, what was your question?
The genesis story.
Genesis. Sure, the genesis story. The fundamental belief in Scientology is that man, or the individual, is an immortal spiritual being. Like, you are an immortal spiritual being. You don't have a soul. You don't have a spirit. You are an immortal spiritual being. You're not your body. So you lived before and you'll live again. And it's a religious belief that really goes back to the oldest and most ancient religious beliefs of our civilization, going back to India and Asia and the origins of much of modern religion, in that belief in past lives, that belief that one has lived before and one will live again through the endless track of time. And that is a core Scientological belief. And through one having a better understanding of one's origins as a spiritual being and one's potential future and one's potential past, you gain a better understanding of yourself as a spiritual being and a better ability to deal with the now and deal with the future. And that is sort of a simple way to explain.
But if I might talk about the openness of the works of Scientology,
Sure.
and looking at Mr. Hubbard's own works, what seems to be in a sense